Oxford is well known for its Englishness and its prestigious universities with a long-running history of unique and intricate architecture. Townscape is an approach used to emphasise our visual perceptions of the built environment. George Cullen introduced the concepts of serial vision in the 1950s, and we will be using these to see if Oxford's townscape provides a sense of place. The route includes Ship Street, Turl Street, Brasenose Lane, Radcliffe Square, Cat Street, Hertford Bridge, New College Lane, Queen's Lane, and High Street. On Ship Street, we are struck by a closed vista and invited to admire the intricacy of the architecture of St. Michael's. The iron fence shows a boundary between public and private space, while the narrowing of the road gives a sense of here and there. Towards the end of Ship Street, there is a closed vista drawing us in with its grandeur aesthetic. The contrast of colours and building materials creates a sense of character. Turl Street instigates anticipation of what could be waiting on the other side through deflection of the wall. On Turl Street, our eyes are drawn towards the spire at the end of the road, framed by the towering buildings on either side. There is intricacy within the architecture in the form of recession between the buildings. The deflection caused by the building on the right of Brasenose Lane inspires a need to explore what awaits beyond. On Brasenose Lane, we are met with a feeling of inferiority due to being surrounded by soaring buildings that produce a small enclosed area. The wall to the left forms a visual blockade between the public and private space. The narrowing in the middle of the street splits the space into here and there. At the end of Brasenose Lane, the towering building and wall frame the closed vista. The end of Brasenose is an open space, splitting the lane into areas of enclosure and openness. In Radcliffe Square, we are met by an iron railing showing the boundary between public and private space. The archway leading to the Bodleian Library separates the spaces, giving a sense of here and there. Radcliffe Square is surrounded by grand vistas, while the Radcliffe Camera itself acts as a central grand vista, but also a deflection which intrigues us on which way to go. From the beginning of Cat Street, we can see multiple recession within the buildings, imposing the feeling of grandeur. There is also a transition from an open space to an enclosed space, with a group of imposing buildings towards the end of the road. At the end of Cat Street, we find a cluster of grand vistas which are surrounded by a tall iron fence, which again splits up the space from public to private space, while enforcing their feeling of grandeur and superiority. Hertford College Bridge acts as an incident, drawing in our eye and providing excitement. It is a well-known tourist destination in Oxford, where people admire the intricacy in the architecture. The bridge also splits up the environment with a sense of here and there. Moving on from the bridge down New College Lane, there is a screen vista partially hidden by vegetation, but nonetheless still towering over them. Taking a right at the end of the road, we are met by the feeling of the unknown and anticipation with what will be around the corner, through the reflection of the wall. The large gate around the corner provides intrigue and mystery while also representing a boundary for private space. High walls frame the closed vista at the end of the road. The large door draws us in closer. Intricate architecture provides a sense of character and also grandeur. Following the road onto Queen's Lane, we are again met by a feeling of anticipation which encourages us to go forth. Around the corner we find a wall creating a clear boundary between public and private space. Behind the wall is a mass of vegetation which provides a screen vista to the left. The varying roof heights also add character. On the final corner we are surrounded by high walls to create an enclosed space which gives a feeling of inferiority. While also emerging from the corner, we are again struck by an incident which draws our eye from the oncoming street and encourages us to enjoy its splendour while providing a feeling of excitement. The narrowing in the centre of the street splits the street and provides a sense of here and there. Meeting the High Street, we are drawn in by the variation in colours and building heights. Through the use of incident and anticipation, we are kept involved and excited when walking around the city centre. Overall, it creates an enjoyable experience, and using Cullen's concept of townscape, we can conclude Oxford has a sense of place for its residents and visitors.